The following message is presented by Community Gospel Church in Bremen, Indiana. It is our great privilege to share this ministry with you. We in no way intend for this to be a replacement for the local church. It is our prayer that this would serve as a resource to help make Jesus Christ known in our congregation and other congregations gathering across the world. For more information about Community Gospel Church, visit www.communitygospelchurch.com.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, or maybe it's even good evening for you, depending on when you are punching in and watching this update video for May 2023. We're going to look back at April and look forward to May and maybe even a little bit into the future about the things that are going on in and through Community Gospel Church. So if we go back to April, we wanted to celebrate a fantastic Easter season. We had a great Good Friday service, sunrise service, and then our 10:10 celebration service too as well, celebrating the death and resurrection of Christ and being able to worship and fellowship together. We also had a great showing for the Jesus Revolution movie that we participated in regards to the Bremen Theater for the community. We had 800 plus people who came in to the theater, heard the gospel message very clearly, and then had the opportunity to receive Bible. So it was a great chance for us to partner with our community and kind of give back a little bit. So thank you for all who came out and had the opportunity to contribute there. Our Deuteronomy series has been going really well. And then we're going to obviously continue this in the next couple of months too, looking into the end of June. So we'll finish Deuteronomy at the end of June, which will give us the opportunity in July to have our summer sermon series there. And we'll talk about that maybe in a little bit. Fourth and fifth graders, just some celebrations. Fourth and fifth grade parties were happening. The youth actually did a blood drive, for those of you that didn't know that, at the church, which was really interesting, as people gave blood in the gym. And then we finished up our Club E season, and then for the school year, our Velocity CGC Youth will be finishing up too as well. So we've seen so much maturity and growth in our young people, and that is neat to see as we culminated with Parent Night and having the opportunity to give some awards out to students. Men gathered in the upstairs room on a couple of Saturdays ago, had the opportunity to walk through a book in the New Testament. And it was a great time of fellowship there. And then BSF for men's and women's also were completed too as well. So when we get into this spring season, we realize that some ministries are concluding and closing for their year. And then this is just a good time for us to celebrate all that God has done and will do, as we did diligence really, really well for this winter season. So fantastic to see all of those events, especially things like mugs and muffins and introducing new songs into the congregation too as well. As we move forward into May, we wanted to give you a little bit of just what is transpiring this week. This Sunday actually is Mother's Day, and we're going to have a chance to dedicate a few children to the Lord. And when we look at baby dedications, we realize that we're really dedicating parents and just the opportunity to pray for them and these new children that God has blessed us with. So Mother's Day is going to be fantastic because we have this photo booth that's going to come up too as well. So you can get an opportunity to snap a picture with mom or grandma or that special lady in your life, or just take a family photo. That will be set up in the foyer. So get that Sunday kind of on your calendar and mark it. Always fun to celebrate Mother's Day at Community Gospel. And then we're going to have a specific message that's kind of catered to mothers a little bit. And yeah, that will be really good for all of us to just kind of pause Deuteronomy for just a second and then have the ability to just fellowship together in that way. Moving into the rest of May and June, we'll study the rest of Deuteronomy in our Sunday services and have the opportunity to see that book to completion for our Sundays. So that is really exciting. When we look at some of our other ministries and some of the things that are going on in our other ministries, looking at May, children's ministry, you can start to pray right now as we are prepping for sports camp. And with sports camp prep comes prayer prep. So in regards to planning and ordering things that need to be had in regards to facilities and some of those things. Also, we get the word out. So there's a lot of work that transpires in regards to that sports camp prep. And then be praying about your participation in sports camp. We would love to have you participate this year. This is just a great chance for us to come together as a church to do that. So you'll receive some more information on sports camp as things progress. Also with our children's ministry, we're seeing them studying the book of Acts as well as some letters in regards to the Sunday morning offerings. And then the 4th and 5th grade girls are actually doing a Bible study. And this is the time of year where we evaluate a lot of what has transpired in children's and what we can do to get better with that ministry and how we can work on constant improvements there. In regards to youth, they're finishing up that youth calendar for the school year, and they'll move into a summer calendar. So they'll still have some offerings and meetings, and we'll put that in the midweek communication. So make sure that you're getting that midweek communication. If you don't get the midweek communication, go ahead and just mark it on the bottom of the slip on a Sunday morning, or you can go ahead and email us at admin@cgccommunity.com, and we'll make sure that you're getting that communication out. Our youth are also doing the Gospel Project on Sunday mornings with the Acts and letters, and then they're planning their calendar, and that communication will come out soon, so just be patient. We're still kind of finalizing a couple of those things there in regards to the youth, and prayerfully we'll have some summer Bible studies, and then they're actually planning on some summer retreats and mission trip that is coming up. So you'll see some offerings in regards to paddle auction, and you'll see the students out with Nelson's fundraisers. So make sure that you're picking up that chicken and supporting our youth in that way, or coming to those paddle auctions, which will be a great chance for them to work to get those monetary needs to be able to go on those trips. In regards to our in-reach and small groups, you're going to see the rummage sale that is coming up. That's actually this Saturday, so go ahead and have the opportunity to punch in there. We're working on some things in regards to just group life, like Pastor John's doing the Discover class right now, which is getting people into group life. And then we're also seeing with that partnership, in-reach and assimilations are all working together to work on some of our processes in regards to how flow works with people coming into our facilities, and how best to get people information that is transpiring at Community Gospel. So Kate and Jason Fisher are actually working on that right now, and you'll just see kind of a slow drip in that regard. So Jess is doing fantastic with children's and youth. Pastor John's doing great in regards to working with Kate and Jason, as well as InReach and this Discover class, so that we're working on how we incorporate more people from the front door to the pew to family. So you're going to see kind of that progression there on how do we love people well in that regard. We see them, and then have them integrated, and then obviously become family. So that's something that we're constantly trying to work on in regards to those processes. So that's fun. We have our last marriage retreat, which is coming up in regards to the one that was, there was one that was canceled. So you'll see that in May. I believe there might be a slot open for that. You can get with Annette in regards to admin at CGC Community, or reach out to Pastor John, and he'll help you out in that regard if there is a possibility for that. So I'm not sure on that. That might be full by now. So yeah, appreciate your patience in regards to that. Missions team, in May, our missions focus is Camp Raybird. So continue to be praying for Jeremy and Becca Hood. We heard great things happened at Raybird's Family Fun Day that transpired Saturday. So last Sunday. So that is exciting too. There's multiple ways that you can pray for them. If you go into the nursery hallway at church, you'll see a TV that's up top that has information that is scrolling on it, but you'll also see ways that you can pray for Jeremy and Becca as well as other missionaries. So if you've never been in the nursery hallway, you can come in any entrance and you can just go right down that hallway. You'll see a big board and there's a couple of things of information that you can grab on how you can pray for all of our missionaries, who our missionaries are and who they minister to and how they make Christ known near and far. Our small groups are moving into their summer studies and summer seasons. So this is where our small groups get just a little more kind of laxed in regards to just enjoying the weather and each other's fellowship and company. And so we are looking at that in regards to just continuing to support our groups. And then we will move into August with that push to get people into small groups if they're not into small groups already. Women's ministry, like I already talked about, Mother's Day, that's coming up. And you'll have the opportunity to take photos with mom, dad, family in the foyer. And then all in the month of May, the women are promoting their summer Bible study. So if you are a lady in the church and would like to be involved in a summer Bible study, you can go to communitygospelchurch.com and you can go ahead and click on that link and you will see all the information in regards to women's Bible study. So everything link-wise that you need is always on the homepage, communitygospelchurch.com, and you'll see all of those links. We've made that super easy for you. So if you're interested in a youth mission trip, or if you're interested in a women's Bible study, or if you're just interested about what's going on in the church, those are all outlined for you there. So you can go ahead and click on that information. In regards to corporate worship, we talked about how we're preaching Deuteronomy for May and June. And then looking at just a couple of new songs that we're going to be introducing in May. So you'll hear those. And then you always have the opportunity to learn the music that we sing on Sunday morning because we send out the Spotify playlist. So this is a good way for you to learn music that we're singing in regards to corporate worship, but also have the opportunity to play it whenever you want. So that is a great offering for you, and you'll see that link on our homepage. We also send that link out every Sunday. I write a devotional that gets sent out about 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, and you'll see the link in there too as well at the end of that devotional. Bethany and I are working on scoping out June, July, and August, and then it's crazy to think about because it's only May, but we're starting to just think and plan about what Advent looks like in regards to Christmas. So we're just going to put a pin in that because we want to enjoy the weather first. So enjoy the summer season and what God has provided to us in that regard. Everything else that you need to know is in midweek. So if I talked about anything and you kind of had your ears perk up for those things, by all means, look at the midweek communication. You'll see everything that you need there and the opportunity to get more information on it in regards to times, dates, locations, all that other stuff. But I just want to thank you so much for all of the things that you do in regards to service, in regards to financial contributions, in regards to the things that are just transpiring in and through the church. This is a really great season for us as we're seeing a lot of momentum moving forward. We have various projects that are going on. You've seen, I'm sure, some of the things that we're doing in regards to building modifications and some of the building projects that are going on, which is exciting to see. And then just the joy that is transpiring within our family. So thank you so much for being a part of Community Gospel, for giving to Community Gospel, and to continue to give and to be faithful and to be consistent. This is a great season, these 2 months, to invite a friend or a family member. Invite a loved one to Community Gospel. It is amazing how many people come to church because somebody has just reached out to them and said, hey, would you like to come to church with me? And then if you want, go ahead and buy them lunch too, or have them over for lunch and enjoy that fellowship. So this is a good season for us to reach out, make sure that we're focused on evangelism, sharing our faith, and then edification, building up the body as we see the day approaching. So we love you guys so much, and we're so thankful for you, and we look forward to seeing you on Sunday and the Sundays to come. So until we see you again, God bless.
Thank you for listening to the Community Gospel Church podcast. If you would like to support this ministry financially, simply log on to communitygospelchurch.com and click the Contribute tab.